Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Frenzy. It's week 6. 2 teams punched their ticket to the postseason, and one of those teams played tonight in Gwynn. The 5-0 Hematites visiting the 4-1 Model Towners Gwynn, coming off a loss to Houghton last week. Early in the first, Hematites up 8-0 already. Austin Forbes under center. He's targeting Tucker Taylor, but finds Chase Jensen of Ishpeming instead. And you'll see more of that later. The Hematites capitalize on the turnover. Gavin Sundberg takes it himself, and he goes the distance, 39 yards to be exact, to put Ishpeming up by 2 scores and both touchdowns, courtesy of Sundberg. 14-0 Hematites, and Ishpeming just won't stop. Matt Treywood bulldozes his way down the sideline for the 38-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion is good, and the Hematites are up 22-0. And their undefeated season looks like it's going to continue. Still in the first, Model Towners looking to get rid of its goose egg on the scoreboard. But this looks familiar, doesn't it? Forbes with another interception. Hunter Smith coming up with a turnover. And 1 minute left in the first quarter, Ishpeming was all gas, no break. Zach Jandrow plows himself into the end zone. Another Hematite touchdown. 2-point conversion failed. 28-0 to score after 1 quarter of play. Gwynn adds a touchdown, but the Hematites improve to 6-0 with a 44-8 win. And Ishpeming is postseason bound. Gwynn falls to 4-2 on the season. To the scoreboards now, the Gremlins shut out Go Giebich at home 36-0. Houghton has now won 2 straight. The Knights snapped their 3-game losing streak with a 27-22 win at Bark River Harris. The Whitecons improved to 5-1 with a 26-6 win over Lake Linden Hubble. West Iron County hosts 6-0 Ishpeming next Saturday. Now back to the action, heading to West Ishpeming. The Patriots hosting Hancock, 38-0 Patriots. The score when I got there, so that's about how the night has been going for the Bulldogs. Westwood up by 38 heading into the locker room, and the Patriots received the kickoff, and Ashton Bergman kept moving the chains. He eventually found the end zone to put his team up 46-0 halfway through the third, and that's the final from West Ishpeming. Taking it down the road to Negaunee, the Purple Hornets in town. About halfway through the first quarter, quarterback Jason Waterman keeps it himself and takes it 31 yards to the house. Extra point is good, and Negaunee up 7-0. A little later on, the Miners right back in Lance territory, and this time Waterman hands it off to Eric Edelamaki for the touchdown. Miners find themselves with a 2-score lead late in the first quarter, 14-0 to score after 12 minutes of play. But the Purple Hornets on Negaunee's 10-yard line, and Devin Funk cannot be brought down. He takes some Miners with him in the end zone to get Lance on the board. Extra point is blocked. Score is now 14-6. Unfortunately for the Purple Hornets, that would be the only time they find the end zone. Later in the second now, Waterman fakes it. I fell for it. I thought Peyton Anderson was the ball carrier, but Waterman keeps it, and he is hype. Extra point is good. 21-6 Negaunee. The Miners go on to win 40-6 and improve to 3-3 on the season. To Dickinson County now, the Mountaineers hosting the undefeated Copper Kings of Calumet. In the first, Brent Laukus not holding back. He airs it out, but it's broken up by Mountaineers defenders. Calumet still scoreless, and let's see if the Mountaineers can score in the first. That's not going to get the job done. Marcus Johnson is sacked, and we're scoreless after 1. Halfway through the second, a bad snap leads to bad things. Johnson gets taken down in the end zone for the safety. Copper Kings up 2-0, and less than a minute later, Calumet fakes the handoff. Travis Ojala has it and easily finds the end zone. 8-0 Copper Kings, and you can feel the momentum starting to swing on Iron Mountain's next drive. The catch is good, but the ball comes out, and the Copper Kings come up with it. Still 8-0 until this. What looks like a field goal attempt is a fake. Even with a shaky snap, Scott Laukus scrambling, and he connects with Brandon Antela. A perfect execution on the fake play. And the Copper Kings hold Iron Mountain scoreless. 24-0 is the final. And Calumet is also postseason bound. They improve to 6-0 while Iron Mountain falls to 4-2. The Copper Kings host Houghton next week. To the Great Northern Conference now. Marquette at Kingsford, and the Redmen sneak past the Flivers 21-20. Kingsford's 2-point conversion failed with just over a minute to go. The Redmen are now 2-0 in the GNC. The Braves took a trip to the Sioux, and the Blue Devils get the win at home 14-7. The Braves fall to 3-3 on the season. And the action continues in Escanaba. The Eskimos hosting the Maroons early in the game. It's still scoreless. Craig Kameen showing off his arm and places it perfectly in the hands of his receiver. But the Eskimos failed to do anything with that large gain. A defensive battle in the first leaves it scoreless after 12. So to the second, Kameen scrambling and slings it to Chrysler Carne, who was waiting in the end zone. The Eskimos break the scoreless tie. Extra point is good, and they're up 7-0 halfway through the second. Menominey's turn now to get something going on the offensive end. I believe that's number 20, Brendan Harris with the touchdown. Maroons can't convert the extra point though, so it's 7-6 Escanaba. The Eskimos don't waste any time to get those 6 points right back. Here goes Kameen again, airing it out to Carne again. And that puts the Eskimos in great field position. A nice connection there between the two seniors. That sets this up. There goes that kid, Kameen again. A bullet to Jared Nash, and he fights his way into the end zone. 13-6 Escanaba following the missed point. And the Eskimos beat the Maroons 20-12. Menominee is out of playoff contention for the first time since 1995. That's also the first time in 20 years the Maroons lost in Escanaba. Now to the 8-player scoreboards. North Central pounded Forest Park 52-28. Pickford ran all over Stevenson with a final of 59-8. And Cedarville had no issues with Brimley. The Trojans win big 72-6. Cedarville improves to 4-2. And Rapid River also won tonight 40-22 over Rudyard.